What's up, guys? Here we are. Let's make sure that the audio is working. Perfect. That sounds good. All right. We are here for our monthly What's New in the Collection. I'm Paul, half of Dads and Dice, and we're going live streaming a little bit early today because it is so close to Christmas. I've got some Christmas stuff that we're doing with the family today, so kind of had to schedule this around that. I was really debating if I wanted to go live last night or just kind of push it to next week or start it earlier. I figured just starting earlier would be a little bit easier. Hey, Ian, thanks for joining. Let me see. I'm missing the chat on my screen. There we go. Perfect. How's it going, Ian? Hope everything is well. Good game there on Welcome to. You kind of snuck it out at the end. I didn't realize that the lights. I didn't think that those had to be like in a neighborhood also. I thought you just had to have 6 connecting ones. I didn't realize it had to be 6 connecting lights in a neighborhood. Oh well. It was still good. Still very enjoyable. And then you sniped the 5x5 one there at the end. So good game. I really enjoyed that one. Welcome to is a great game. But yeah, so we're just doing some Christmas stuff tonight. So figured I'd hop on here early, and that way I could still do this live stream and still go over everything that we have that's new in the collection. So quite a bit of new things. Better now. Ended up getting strep. Oh no, that is not good. Hopefully you can relax a little bit before some of the festivities begin. Yeah, I was able to get those last couple big scores. Yeah, but it was good. It was a good game. Really, it's fun. I like it. So we've got quite a bit of new stuff on here. We'll just go ahead and start going through everything because why not? So let's see. We've got first up, as always, I'll go ahead and say all the stuff that was gifted to us, all the stuff that we bought. Things that we got from publishers or any other ways. But yeah, let's see. Been taking meds for 3 days now, so it's better. That's good. I'm assuming Stacy is still working. Maybe not today, but I'm assuming she doesn't have all the time off that you do. I'm going to try to mess with the screen a little bit here. I've got my mouse and it's not really working as well. Let's see what's going on. No, that's good. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start seeing what we have new in the collection here. And like I said, thanks for being here a bit earlier. Just trying to get some stuff going. So my daughter is here. She's knocking on the door. Hopefully we don't get interrupted. So we'll go ahead and start first. She's still working today, tomorrow until the 2-ish. Same next week. She only has Christmas Day and New Year's Day off. That's good. At least you guys get a little bit of time off. So the first thing here, this is called Countdown to Chaos. This is let's take the shrink wrap off so that way it's not so bright in the, or there's not such a big reflection there. And I always say I need my scissors when I do these, and I never bring my scissors when I do these. But that's okay. This is like a kind of escape room in a box. And this one was actually gifted to us by the publisher. And I can't remember the publisher off the top of my head. Hopefully it's on here. I know I've got the list. Oh, let's see. Is this it? Now I feel terrible because I can't find it. But they do have other ones as well. This isn't the first one that they're doing. They've done other stuff. I'll make sure to put a comment down below. But this is like basically a little intro into it. So you're just going to be, it says, become a real-life detective, perfect for fans of true crime, detective shows, board games, escape rooms, everyone in between, no rules to learn. Just open the box and start solving. So like I mentioned, this is kind of like an intro version into the game. And so let's see what's in there. 60-minute escape room. Detective Society. Like I said, this is not their first one. They do have another one as well. It's Murder on the Moon, and then they have another one that they've done. So they've done quite a few of these ones, and I think this one is going to crowdfunding, but I'm not 100% sure. And man, this tape is very sticky. So come on. There we go. It looks like, it says no rules to read, just open it up and start playing. Hello, detective. So you've got this little envelope in there. 1 second. Lunos Industries. I guess this is kind of telling you about the game. You can contact me using this QR code. I'm not going to go too much into it just because I don't want to spoil anything. But there's a couple different letters in here. Some looks like a little reveal the wheel patience. There's some pictures, highly sensitive, and then it's just giving you some information, a couple maps. So yeah, it's just a little escape room in the box. I enjoy doing these. Kirsten and I have done them quite a bit. I know Devin really enjoys doing these with his family. So like I said, this is just kind of the introductory part of it, and they do have more coming out. But I'll go ahead and do that at some point here, just to kind of try it out. But yeah, that's Countdown to Chaos and Escape Room Adventure. And again, I feel terrible, but I don't know where the publisher is on this one. It says Damno Productions. Nope, that's not it. We'll have to, like I said, I'll put a comment down below of who the publisher is on this one. So that is Countdown to Chaos. And then they also have Murder on the Moon. Okay, after that we have one that was sent to us by Devere and Off the Pages Games. And this is upside down. There it is. This is the White Castle Matcha expansion. If you have been following along with us at all, you know that the White Castle was one of our favorite games this year, one of our favorite ones that we got to try out. Now, when we do like our favorite lists and stuff like that, like favorite new to us games, we generally don't put any games from the previous year, so like 2023. We do have a new to us favorite list, and White Castle is not going to be on there because it came out last year. So that's kind of how we do our list. But this is the White Castle expansion. This is Matcha. And what it does is it adds some green dice in there. It adds some new cards. It adds a new little player location on the bottom of the board. So this just slots underneath the bottom there. You get 5 more workers. They're not workers. They're, let's see what they call them here. They are they go to the tea fields. Geishas and chasen. So you have your geishas, and then you have these new player boards. And these player boards, they have another column there for matcha. They have this little cutout where your cards would go, you know, just kind of like your normal cards. And then down here, they have another semi like the lantern action, except you add these little tiles on there that you can get benefits from whenever you run this, whenever you place a 6 green die here. So there's that. Of course, there's another bridge, a nice little green one that goes along with it. There's more coins, there's more tokens. Actually, one funny thing about this is they have a token here that goes up to 160 points. I have been very lucky to get 60 points anytime that I play this game. I don't know anybody, I haven't seen anybody that has gotten above what they had in the original one. So that kind of tells me that this game is going to add quite a bit more points to the game that you have. So, you know, Devin and I have talked about it quite a bit. We're really excited to try out this expansion because, like I said, the White Castle is one of our favorite games that we played this past year. But what we're a little nervous about is that it does add 3 more turns, or it adds more turns per round. So normally you would have 9 turns the entire game. Now you're going to have 12 turns for the entire game. So it does open it up quite a bit. And so we're just unsure if the game will still feel as tight, or if it's going to feel a little bit less punishing, because that's something that we really enjoyed, just the tightness of the game and how punishing it actually did feel, and how efficient you had to be in 9 turns to get the best that you could. Also in this expansion, they have redone the solo. So I haven't looked into it too much, but I think they revamped it in a way similar to, let's see, in the rival clan has to lose money, points, move back, passage time, it's not able to do so. I think it's more similar to the BGG fan-made one. I say fan-made one, but to the other designer-made one. At least I think that's what it is. So anyway, we're both really excited to try the White Castle matcha. We're hoping that it lives up to what we get from base White Castle, because both of us think that game is fantastic, and we're hoping that the expansion doesn't take away from that tightness. So that is the White Castle expansion. All right, up next, Devin and I actually participated in some Secret Santas. So he participated in the BGG Secret Santa, and then I participated in an Instagram Secret Santa. And so we were both paired up with people, and you know, you guys know how Secret Santa works. We sent our gifts to people, and people sent us gifts. So we'll start off with mine. I actually was gifted cities from my Instagram Secret Santa. And that was, I forget who it was. 3 meeples, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head. Or maybe it was Family Board Gamer. I don't recall off the top of my head. But they gifted me cities. I had it on my wish list. I was super excited for it. This was one of the games that was kind of my... it was Kristen Mott, Family Board Gaming. That's who gifted me this one, so appreciate it, Kristen. This was a game that I was super excited for with its release at Gen Con. I know, Ian, you had recently got it, and you thought that it was a very good game as well. And I was very excited to give it a try. So when that was the gift that I received, I was very excited. So Devin and I actually got to play it. We will be putting out a playthrough, not this week, but I think next week, of Cities. This is a Phil Walker Harding game. He's designed games like Cacao. Devin and I streamed that one not too long ago. He designed Sushi Go. He designed Barren Park, Llama Land, a bunch of different games. And Phil Walker Harding is basically just a get a bunch of points as many different ways as you can. This is a great family weight game. It's not super heavy. It's not very deep strategy-wise. Hey, Shelby. But it's a drafting game where you have 4 different rows, and I'm not sure if you can see it very well, but you have 4 different rows, and on the first row you have scoring conditions. On the second row you have like a foundation on what color buildings can go on, like I think it's red, yellow, green, and blue foundations, so that color building can go on there. You have water spaces, you have green spaces. And the third row is features that you can either put in the water or in your green spaces, and how you score those is set collection at the end of the game, or a semi-set collection. If you have 1, you score 1 point. If you have 2, you have 2 points, so on and so, or 3 points, so on and so forth. And then the last column, or the last row, is different building types. So you just kind of go around the town, placing your buildings on these different foundations, so like yellow to yellow. You go around getting scoring cards. So like, for example, 2 victory points per building of any color, exactly 3 building pieces high. So you'll have your buildings, right? And then you have, you know, they have to be matching colors, but you would place them a certain height, and then you just score for them. So at the end of the game, it's just this really not basic, but it's just a point salad-y type of game where you're just going to do a lot of stuff and get points for almost everything that you do. The 2-player mode, it's good. It's good, but I think this game would definitely play better at 3 or 4 players because those contracts would not the contracts, but the scoring conditions would refresh better or faster, more frequently, and you wouldn't be stuck with stuff that you don't necessarily need. For example, on the playthrough that Devin and I did, at the end, I had 3 scoring conditions that had to do with red buildings. One of them had to do with scoring red buildings that were 1 high. The other one was scoring red buildings that are 2 high. And then the other one was scoring red buildings that are 3 high. So obviously I couldn't do all 3 of those. So 2 of them that I was stuck with, I didn't get to score. Merry Christmas, Dennis. Thank you for being here. So yeah, this Cities, it was a really fun family weight game, and I'm actually excited to continue playing it. I want to play it at a higher player count, but yeah, that is Cities. Okay, so that was my Instagram Secret Santa. Devin's Secret Santa, he ended up doing the Board Game Geek one, and he got quite a few things from his very generous Secret Santa. And we'll go ahead and start off here with Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. So, if you guys watched our channel last week or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember, we just posted a playthrough of this because Devin ended up getting this game, I think it was on Black Friday or maybe, it was around that time. So he went out, bought this game. One of our local game stores always does a buy 2, get 1 free kind of thing. And so this one was free for him. So then he did the Secret Santa, and his Secret Santa actually sent him this game as well. So he already has a copy, and Devin, being the nice guy that he is, he just ended up gifting it to me. So now we have 2 of these Lord of the Rings Middle-earth Duel for Middle-earth in our collections. One at my house, one at his house. So this game is awesome. I absolutely love this game. Seven Wonders Duel is one of my favorite 2-player games of all time, and I think this one beats it. Like I mentioned during that playthrough, I've mentioned a couple times, I am not a big Lord of the Rings fan. I've never watched the movies, none of that kind of stuff. But I know a little bit about it, right? Like I know they've got a ring, they're trying to take it to Mount Doom, they're trying to throw it away, or throw it in there because it curses you. But it plays very similar to Seven Wonders Duel, except that there's a couple different changes. So for the war, you have this area control or area majority map. So one person plays as Sauron, one person plays as the Fellowship. So one way to win is to have presence in all 7 of these regions. So your regions are like Mordor, Arnor, all those kind of things, right? So like the places that you see in the movies. So you need to have presence in all these places. Presence is gained by putting little people, little soldiers, whatever they are, out in these spaces. But they work like a tug of war in a way. So like, let's say I have 2 down here in Mordor, and Devin were to put 2 in there, they would cancel each other out, and then there would be no presence there. If I had 1 person there and Devin put 2 in there, then 1 of his would be left over because 2 of ours would cancel out, one of his, 1 of mine, and then the leftover would go there. The wonders in this game are landmarks, and what the landmarks do, it's these tiles here. And so what the landmarks do is they allow you to put a tower onto one of those regions, and that's a permanent presence in that region. There's ways for you to remove the towers, but for the most part, it's a permanent tower on there. So that's the war aspect of Seven Wonders Duel, and that is the wonders aspect. They also have these cards here. These are skill cards. The gray cards are the skill cards, and those work very much in the same way that they do in Seven Wonders. Here you have skills that you have to use to buy stuff. Here are the skills that you can get. There are the green cards, which are actually the races. So you have your hobbits, elves, humans, ents, wizards, dwarves. So another way to win the game is to have 6 different races in your tableau, so 6 different green cards. You have your yellow ones, which are the same. They're the gold cards. And then instead of victory points, you actually have these blue cards, and this is the quest for the ring. And so you have this really cool track here. And it's kind of hard to see, but you have this track here that, I think this is the start of it. No, it was definitely the other one. So you have this track where you start off like this. And so you have Frodo and Samwise there on one end. And anytime you get one of those rings, you actually slide this down. And I know that's kind of hard to see, but you slide it down and you get these little bonuses here of things. And so then the other person, they're actually going to be chasing you. So theirs clips in like that, and then they move that way. And so they're chasing you as you're moving away. It's a really cool little system that they have there. Very much enjoy it. The setup for the games are the same, Seven Wonders and this one. You have the pyramid, the reverse pyramid, and then that funky shape for the third round. What I've really enjoyed about this is I've played it 3 times now, and every single time it has been very close. It has been to the wire. One game we played with Devin, I believe he won on the quest for the ring, but I was very close at winning with the control of Middle Earth. The second playthrough I had, the person I was playing against almost won it with the quest for for the controlling Middle Earth, and I ended up winning it with the quest. Or no, actually I won that one with races, and then the third game was the quest. So it always feels like you're in the game, and it always feels like you are like you have the possibility of winning, and it comes down very close to the wire every time that I've played it. And what I really, really enjoy is just that tension of, oh man, what do I need to do in order to best make this work? And it feels like every decision is important, and every game that I've played of it so far has been amazing. So that is Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth. Up next, we have Wandering Towers. I'm not going to open this one up just because we're doing something with this one. So this is Wandering Towers. This is Capstone Games. This is a silly, goofy game. We have played it before. I've played it a handful of times. I believe Devin has played it once. And so Wandering Towers, it's actually, so you're these witches or wizards, and it's kind of a memory game. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get these wizards into the Raven's Keep. And so how do you do this? You are in this circle and the buildings are moving. So your wizard can land on top of a castle, but another castle can land on top of your wizard. When that happens, you have to remember where your wizard is, because to win the game, you need to get your wizards into the Raven's Keep. So on your turn, you have 2 cards, and you do one of the actions on those cards. So it can be either move a wizard, move a building, and something else. I think it's like make a potion or something like that. But you're just going to be moving your wizards, moving these castles, placing them on top of each other, forgetting where your stuff is, hoping to make it into the Raven's Keep. It's honestly a pretty fun game. It's silly. It has to do with memory. There's a little bit of strategy into it, not too much, but it's a really fun one. Really good game. I enjoyed my playthroughs of it. So that is Wandering Towers. All right, and then this one was the third gift that Devin got from his Secret Santa. And this is one that we are both super, super excited about. This is Arborea. Not sure exactly how to say it. But this is a game that came out a couple years ago. 21, maybe 22. Probably says it on here. This is it says top 20 games of 2023, but I know it didn't come out last year. And Anyway, this is a game designed by Danny Garcia of Barcelona fame, of Windmill Valley fame. This was his kind of first, I don't want to say big game, but his first game that got quite a bit of attention. So here on the back says, once in a millennia, Arborea begins anew, and as guiding spirits, you'll oversee the growth of this realm into a new and prosperous ecosystem. Guide your workers on pilgrimages to gather precious resources, attract exotic creatures. The further your workers travel, the greater the blessings they receive. Use these resources to build and overlay land cards, crafting your own unique ecosystems for the creatures. At the end of millennia, one guardian spirit will be honored to their contributions to rejuvenation. Wow, this is listed as 2023. I could have swore this was like 22 or 21. Yeah, he scored real big with his Secret Santa, but I will say he did gift his person quite a bit of stuff too. So, Arborea has what Devin and I are really interested in this game is it has a Sulkin mechanic of placing your workers down and letting them get stronger, letting those actions progress, or letting their strength for their actions progress. There is tons of color in this game. One thing that a lot of people have said about it is it looks like it just throw up on a board, color throw up on a board, because it is fairly hard to see what's going on this board. So if you saw our stream on Friday of Praga Kaput Regni's board, I think this one is a little bit harder to decipher than that. But basically up here, you have these, you can see kind of like these webs that are coming out and these tracks in there. So you place your workers on these tracks and they move down, and the further that they move down, their strength will increase, or the action strength will increase, and you decide kind of when to get off. I think at 2 players it can be pretty cutthroat because got blacklisted by Alley Cat because they call this game a unicorn rainbow diarrhea. It is a great description of the game. That's funny. I've actually tried to reach out to Alley Cat quite a bit, but haven't heard anything back from them, and that's okay. But that's funny that they would say that. Good on you, Tay, for staying strong to your reviews. I enjoy them. But yeah, so you're just kind of moving along, making those actions a little bit stronger. And I think, like I was saying, I believe it's pretty cutthroat in 2-player because other people can kind of use your spaces when you're moving down. Again, I think, I'm not 100% sure. So you really kind of have to plan what you're going to be doing and really watch other people's moves there as well. So I don't know. I'm very excited to play this one. We picked it up at BGG Con to try to play it, but we didn't. We actually just didn't end up doing it. We played some other games. But this is in the same universe as like Bitoku, and I think Daitashi, I think, is the new game. Oh, and there's another Danny Garcia game. I think it's in the same universe as that. I might be wrong, but yeah, I think I'm actually wrong in that. I think just Bitoku and Daitashi are in the same universe. Oh well. But yeah, this is Danny Garcia game. You know, we both absolutely love Barcelona. That was one of our favorite games. Windmill Valley, we weren't super impressed on, super hot on. We do want to try it again, but after our first impressions, it wasn't our favorite game. But this one we've heard great things about, so we'll definitely be playing this one relatively soon and seeing what our thoughts are on this game. So, Tay, do you enjoy the game besides the look of it? Johnny Pack is the artist. He also did... Oh, what else did he do? I know that name. Can't think of it. But yeah, that's Arborea. Okay. Couple more games here. Up next, Power Grid. This is an old classic. This is, I think, 2004 when this game came out. Tay, have you played Sulkin? Because that's a game that Arborea gets compared to quite a bit. I just wonder if it's similar enough. yeah, we've got Power Grid here. Honestly, this is one that just came in the collection Saturday. We've got some friends here in town. I'm trying to look up to see when this game came out. I think it's 2004. Let me see. Look at that. It's number 66 overall. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's 04. Nope, not yet. Okay. So whenever I play it, we'll let you know if it's similar to Sulkin. But yeah, so this game came out in 04. I was at a Christmas party on Saturday for one of my daughter's friends' houses, kind of thing, like one of those things. Some of our friends that live here in town, they used to play tons of board games. They talked about them having Power Grid. They've asked if I've played it. I'd never played it, but I've always heard good things about it. And they basically just said, well, we're not going to play it. You can have it. So they pretty much just gifted me this game. This is one that we have looked into, kind of sporadically at cons and stuff like that. A lot of the times at the cons, or at least when we were talking about it, Devin and I would just go us two. And we've heard that this game isn't the best at 2 because it does play up to 6. We've heard that like playing, I think, that 3 to 4 player range makes it a little bit better. So we've never actually gotten a chance to play it, but it's got this map on here where you're connecting different cities together and just trying to form this power grid. So it looks like you have some type of coal, probably oil, I would assume, and then there's like waste. Looks like there's maybe some nuclear stuff on here. But yeah, you're just trying to connect this map. So here you have a map of the United States on the front, and I'm going to assume this is a map of Germany on the back. This is a Friedman Freeze game. He is German. So I'm gonna, yeah, there's Hamburg right there. So I don't know. We'll get this one played at some point, I'm sure, because I mean, just looking it up there, it looks like it was number 66 overall, so it must be a pretty good game. Most people say that it plays best at 4 to 5 range, community 3 to 6. So this could definitely be one that we play with Joe, one of our Ardmore meet me halfways kind of thing. The rule book for this is sweet because it is only 6 pages long, 7 pages with a winning the game. So that's nice. Be an easy one to learn. But yeah, that is a Friedman Freeze Power Grid. One thing I just learned, I didn't realize this, I should have, but every Friedman Freeze game is green. I looked up a picture of him the other day and he has green hair. And actually every game of his starts off with an F, except for Power Grid, but in German, it's something, but it starts with an F. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was a funny thing to have for Friedman Freeze. And with his latest game coming out, I think it's called Fishing, and it's in his green box. That's kind of what led me down that rabbit hole of figuring out a little bit about Friedman Freeze. So that is Power Grid. Okay, 2 more, but these are big ones. So we'll go ahead and start off here with the one that's in front of me. Last month on stream, we were talking about what was new in the collection, and I had mentioned at BGGCon there was the games that they give away at the door kind of prizes that you get. One of them was Destinies, and I had mentioned that that was the game that I wanted instead of whatever I got. I don't even remember what I got. And because of that, somebody actually reached out to us and said, hey, I've got a copy of Destinies, and I'm willing to ship it to you if it's something that you would like. So, we were completely thrown off guard, didn't expect anything from it, kind of talked to them a little bit. And so Michelle, huge shout out to Michelle, they actually ended up sending us their all-in Kickstarter version of Destinies. So I wanted the base game of Destinies. Now I have, not all of it, but I have most of Destinies. So we did end up sending them like a shipping label and all that kind of stuff, and they shipped it to us. But this is all of Destinies that I have now. So I've got the base game. I've got 3 expansions. I've got the player mats here. the individual player mats. And then I've also got the actual like game player mat. So I did kind of go through it a little bit just to organize it, but I'll show you guys a little bit of what we have here in Destiny's. I am super excited to play this one, just because I want another narrative game. I had such a great time at the beginning of this year playing Sleeping Gods Distant Skies that I kind of want another experience of those, another campaign game. Taking the dog out. All right, Ian, have a good rest of your evening. Merry Christmas to you if I don't talk to you then. But in Destiny's, this is a fully story-driven, app-supported RPG game. There's no need for a game master, so kind of in a way of the Paracle, right? There's no game master needed, but it's still going to take you through that. So you have this app, and it's a scan and play thing. So every single card has QR codes. I'm going to hold this up like this just so that you guys can kind of see it before I put it down. But down there at the bottom, those are all the minis and just the base there. And then up at the top, you have the player boards, but I do have those player mats here. So I'll show you guys a little bit of the cards and some of these awesome minis. Check that thing out. That is so sweet, and I can't wait to get to it, to fight it or whatever you do with it on the table. So let's put them right there. So we have that. Like I said, we've got the player boards here. So you have your people, and there's like the QR codes, like I was mentioning. So you'll have to scan them on the app, and then it tells you a little bit on the back of what they do. You have these tiles that you'll be placing out on the map, right? So as you're exploring, you're going through these different places and just, doing what you do, exploring stuff. They actually went all in with the metal coins here. So I've got the metal coins as well. Got that all in here. And then, like I said, it is just full of little meeple or little miniatures in here, except for this one. This is a big one. Got this sweet miniature also, and they're fully painted. So that is the base game of Destiny's. How did this go in? There we go. Something like that. What? We're gonna have to figure that one out in a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so this was, like I said, this was shipped to me here. When we got it, unfortunately, as it traveled, as it went through whatever system they used to ship it, UPS is what it was. Nothing got damaged or anything like that, but the miniatures went everywhere. And now I can't even put this back on. Come on. All right, well, we're gonna have to mess with that later. But yeah, the miniatures just kind of went everywhere. So I did spend the whole first, after I got it, I spent like a day just kind of to rearranging stuff and get it in there. This is Destiny's Sea and Sand. So what I believe from this expansion, it just adds different lands. I guess the sea and the beach. Sea and Sand expansion comes with 3 scenarios which form a campaign. Should be played in the suggested order. Play the whole campaign with the same group of players, not mandatory. Very simple rule book, but same kind of thing, right? Comes in with those cards at the bottom, the tiles, a couple cards, then you've got your meeples there. Not your meeples, your miniatures. And this one comes with this like awesome genie, right? So it's gigantic genie there. And then of course, just all the little people. So yeah, that is Sea and Sand. Then there's the Myth and, which one's this one? That's the base box. We have Myth and Folklore expansion. Expand your game, challenge yourself with 3 new scenarios. So just more scenarios that we're getting into here. Same system, right? Cards, exploration tiles, meeples, sweet miniatures. That one looks pretty cool. This is some type of like a, looks like a ram head, 4 arms. No idea what that is. It looks pretty brutal though. This one's not even open. Cards are still in shrink. But just some more scenarios. And then finally, the last one here is Bound by Fate. And Bound by Fate is a 2v2 player expansion. So same thing, it adds, looks like it adds some player boards here, or just one player board, which is interesting. I have to read into what that one player board is because it is different than this one. Unpunched. No miniatures in this. Yeah, no miniatures in this one. Just a new player board, some new tokens, some dice, some stuff like that. So yeah, that is the Destinies haul that we got. And again, a huge shout out to Michelle for being kind enough to send that over. Definitely didn't have to do that, but we do appreciate it. I know Devin's excited to try this one out. He's wanting to do some campaigns in the next year. And I'm kind of debating if I want to do some live streams of some campaign games. So that could be a possibility of something that we do starting next year. How does this go? This is going to drive me nuts. I'm going to try one more time. And if I can't get it, I'm just going to put it off for next time. Maybe it goes upside down. Is that how it goes? Nope. Maybe this way? Nope. All right. Well, I'm going to have to figure that out next time. Can't believe I'm having so much trouble putting this away. Destinies. Let me show you guys the player mat on it. Put this all down because the next one, like I said, is big also. This goes here. So here we have the mat. I love a game with a good play mat. I have one for Architects of the West Kingdom, and I absolutely love playing with it just because it helps set up so much. And so this is the Destinies play mat. And it's basically just a little grid there, a 3, 6, 7 by 7, I think, where you just put out those tiles and you can just explore and just have it all on there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 by 7. It looks pretty sweet. Love it. Very excited to try out Destinies. Okay, and then the last new in the collection for this month. This is one that Devin backed on Kickstarter. He backed it, I don't even know when the Kickstarter went out there, but this is the 7th Citadel. This game is massive, real big. And he went all in the 7th Citadel. So a couple years ago, or whenever it was, I don't remember when, but the 7th Continent came out. And I think he went all in on the 7th Continent. I know he has the expansion of the game. And he absolutely loved 7th Continent. This one is a narrative-driven story exploration kind of campaign game. 7th Continent was more of a survival game. And I think a lot of people expected it to be a story-driven kind of game, but it was more survival. And Devin said that he really enjoyed the loop of that game. He said the difficulty was where he liked it to be, but the biggest complaint was that if you died, there was basically no save point. You had to go back to the start of the scenario and pretty much start over. And it was just a grind to do a lot of stuff. So like you needed to go grind to get food or resources, then you had to spend those resources, then you had to go hunting again. then you had to spend that and you had to go hunting again. So there was a lot of just this grind, and a lot of people didn't care for it. This one kind of fixed that a little bit. So this was the original 7th Citadel. There is an expansion coming out for it, I think, or maybe it's like the second part or something. I don't know. But since he went all in, they ended up sending this part of his pledge early. The Final Throne, just more campaigns. And then the expansion should actually come out either this year or next year. I don't know. But it came with this giant storage box to put everything in there. So I don't know how, but everything from here, and I guess all the expansions should fit in here. I find it kind of funny that they did that because this box and this box are the exact same size. So I don't know exactly what they changed to make that happen. But yeah, so whenever the actual expansion comes in, he'll have it all in here, and then he'll get to move everything from there. So I know, like I said, he did play the 7th Continent. He really enjoyed it. He has the 7th Continent expansion that he hasn't gotten to the table yet, but I'm sure he would enjoy that one as well. So that is everything that we got new in the collection this month, I believe. Now, of course, with Christmas around the corner, I know Devin actually sent me a text today of a new game that he got, so that will all go into next month's. I guess his brother-in-law ended up giving him something, some GMT card game or something like that. I don't really know. But we'll have more games, in January, as always. That's how we always have some. This Tuesday, we're going to be posting a video tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We're posting a video of our shelves, a shelf tour. So we'll start off with going through Devin's collection, and then we'll throw it over here to my collection. You'll see some of these in there. We just recorded it not too long ago. So if you're interested in all the stuff that we have, that will be everything as of last Thursday that's in our collection. So it should be pretty good. But that is really all that I have. Again, appreciate you guys being here a little bit earlier than usual. A little early, about 3 hours earlier than usual. Like I mentioned, we've got some family stuff going on. I hear my wife and my daughter, they're making cookies right now, so I'm going to go join them. And then here in about 30 minutes, we're going to go drive around and see some Christmas lights. So we're going to enjoy the holidays with our families. And I hope you guys enjoy your holidays with your families. And Devin will not be live streaming on Wednesday because that is Christmas, so we won't be doing that. But we will be back on Friday with our Friday live stream. Dennis, I hope you have a good one too. Thank you for being here. Tay, Ian, Shelby, everybody else that hopped on, really appreciate it. And that is all that I have. Until next time, have a good night.